Hello friends, it's me and I'm back with yet another video. Again, it's not one of those special videos, whatever, that I'm going to be doing, but do stay tuned for the Eyes of March. You know, I'm a history teacher and I realize that some of our friends don't even know civics. And so I felt the need to explain a few things to them because in the United States we have a lot of misinformation as to what the government is, types of government out there, and how we conflate the two things. So, all the time we hear in this country that we are a democracy. That is partially true, but not really true. These are the forms of government that I hear bandied about in the United States a lot. We hear about republics, we hear about fascism, we hear about democracy, we hear about plutocracy, communism, we hear about monarchy. You notice I didn't say socialism because socialism is not a government, it's not a type of government, it's actually an economic policy. So let's break down, what is a republic? Republic is an authority based on citizen voters who are represented by elected officials and free elections, like ancient Rome, like here. A democracy, a pure democracy, is the rule of the people. People or elected officials govern themselves, like in ancient Greece. America kind of, sort of, but not really. Fascism is total control of people that promotes ancestral and cultural values and eradicates foreign influence. That's like Italy during World War II. Nazi Germany is an extension of fascism, but it focuses more on the ancestral and cultural values and not so much the foreign influence. And fascism is capitalism dressed up as socialism, whereas Nazism is just flat out socialist. They're in their economic policies. That's the difference. A monarchy is obviously somebody ruled by a king or queen of varying power. Some may have absolute power, some may have no power and just be a figurehead, kind of like how we see in England and in the UK. We have a plutocracy, which is a government ruled by the rich, wealthy class behind the scenes, which honestly we could say applies to the US right now, because if you think about it, all the money from Big Pharma, the money from the Koch brother, well, I guess he's dead, so the Koch brother, Big Pharma, the healthcare industry, the fossil fuel industry, they are running the show. The NRA, they're running the show. They're putting money to these candidates to, get their views and get their, best interests through, and it works. Look at the tax cuts for the rich. The rich people are influencing these politicians to stave off on very, very important things that they don't want to affect their bottom line. Then we have communism, where the state owns and operates industry for the people. Look at China. China's more of a mixed economy now, but for the purpose of the conversation, let's talk about 1950 to 1978. China was a pure communist economy. So that was not economy, communist government. So those are the types of government. Now, there's different types of economies. There's a free market economy or a capitalistic economy, which is what Americans like to say they are, but there's actually no country that I can think of off the top of my head who is a pure, strict free market economy. There's a command economy, which usually operates under places that have an authoritarian or absolutism type of a rule, so like socialism. And then there's a mix, where most countries lie. Most countries have a mixed economy. Now, people in America like to talk about socialism and how it's bad and how, it's going to ruin things, but they don't realize that a lot of things in the United States is actually social programs. We look at the military and defense, we look at the highways and roads, we look at the public libraries, cops, and fire department. We all know how much conservatives love the cops, and yet it's a socialist program. The Postal Service, garbage collection, Social Security, museums, public transportation, public schools, jails and prisons, we know how much they love those too, public parks. All elected officials essentially are a socialist concept. Why? Because we pay, our money is allocated from us to pay their salary. Exactly. The GI Bill, which led to the great boom for the boomers in the 1940s and 50s, that is a socialist program. Unemployment insurance that we're all enjoying right now because the coronavirus has kicked everybody's behind. That is a socialist construct. And I guarantee most people ain't complaining about that if they're getting the benefits from it. That part. Another thing that I hear a lot of is about patriotism. And I noticed that a lot of patriots are actually jingoistic. And people don't know the difference between the two. And so I'm going to differentiate for you. A patriot is somebody who loves their country and has a desire for it to be the best that it can. We applaud the success and we support through the adversity, but we don't ignore the adversity. Someone who is a jingoist is an extreme patriot. They're unable to see the fault in the country, and they're wholly convinced of its perfection, and they're hostile to foreign ideas and foreign people. If you look at people nowadays, the ones who are hostile to Muslims, who are hostile to migrants coming over and fearing open borders, that is more of a jingoistic idea. People who seem to gloss over the fact that this country has had some sins, that is a jingoistic idea. Patriots can be like, hey, I love my country, but hey, this is where we went wrong. Jingoistic people cannot do that. Jingoistic people have that mentality like Ronald Reagan, that America is a shining beacon on the hill. Like Theodore Roosevelt had when he sat there and said he wants to bring American values to the whole world. That ideal of exceptionalism, American exceptionalism, that's what I'm looking for, is what a jingoist is. What a patriot is someone who loves their country, wants it to be the best that it can be, and is willing to face the uncomfortable truths to get it to where it needs to get to, and not gloss over the messiness. So this is a quick little civics lesson for you all. Hopefully you find it informing, and hopefully we learned the difference before we start speaking. And that's all I have for you. So remember, learning is sexy, okay? And be sexy. Talk to you later. Bye.